Ladies and gentlemen, truly an honor to have with us Samantha Ettus, best-selling author, entrepreneur, media personality, and I'm sure, Samantha, there's a bunch of other things that we could list, but also a huge part of Israel Appreciation Day on our inaugural event. So, A, thank you for that, and B, nice to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. I wanted to talk with you about Israel. You've been there so many times. You have led groups to Israel. You're so actively involved. And as you and I talked about before even hitting record, what we're really trying to do is bring Israel to the people who have never seen it and never been there, because we both know it's a changing place when you go there. How many times have you been to Israel?
So I really have to be quite honest with you. I was only in Israel one time before October 7th, 2023.
Okay.
I went there to be bat mitzvahed with my family for 2 weeks. We went there on like this kind of like bar mitzvah tour. I had not been back. One of my daughters had been back for a summer and fell in love with it. And then on October 7th, 2023, my son was bar mitzvahed and something switched in me. And I felt, I guess I would say I woke up not just to anti-Semitism that had been a little bit dormant for most of my life in the US at least, but I woke up to the importance of Israel. And since October 7th, 2023, have been back 3 times. I was supposed to be back 4 times because I just had a trip canceled because of the war. I'll be back again in the fall. It's a huge part of my life now.
It is the cradle of civilization. And for people who haven't been, right? My daughter did her bat mitzvah on Masada at dawn, right, in a 3,000-year-old temple. For people who have not been there, they don't understand that the power there is palpable. You can feel it. It's the cradle of civilization, and it really is a changing place. And that's a good lead into where we're going, because I want your input on things. Because as I explained to you before we even got, started the recording, is if you go to Israel, it will change you. But pragmatic reality is everyone in the world can't go to Israel. So our job at Israel Appreciation Day, one of them, is to bring Israel to them in a way, in an experiential way that makes it real for them. So, and I'm going to box you in just a little bit, if you don't mind, other than the people and the land, right? Because that's the easy one. If you had to talk to people about Israel to see it through your eyes, who've never been there, what is it you'd want them to see and know?
Think it's probably the opposite of what they picture. So most people, when they picture Israel, might picture a desert, which is what it was originally. But imagine a desert that has been transformed by the most innovative, resilient people who have created beautiful farms, who have created an urban mecca with gorgeous buildings and created just an exceptional society of a mix of, you'll go from having the most beautiful produce that you'll find in Israel to also incredible medical innovations. It is a place of opportunity, of ideas, of energy. 20% of
Right.
Israelis are Arab, right? And off the bat, I mean, that would shock most people who know nothing about Israel. But this is a melting pot and they're proud of it. Nobody in Israel doesn't feel like a full recognized citizen person, respected human being. So unfortunately, we're battling so much misinformation, and that's what I do every day. I wake up and I try to deliver true news to people who are sorely lacking it because our formerly trusted news sources are no longer trustworthy.
You just pointed out, because the media is not an honest broker, right, of information anymore, right?
Correct.
Because it used to be that their job was to unbiasedly um, transmit the news. Now everyone has it's opinion journalism. It's not news, right?
And
So
if you look at, I mean, if you look at even just the fact that in the Middle East, there's one democracy, that's Israel. In the Middle East, there is one country where every religion can pray freely. That's Israel. In the Middle East, there is one country that is tolerant of every sexuality. That's Israel. In the Middle East, there is one country that cares about equal rights for women. That's Israel. So, what is there not to like?
But ladies and gentlemen, truly fun to talk with Samantha Ettus. Thanks for being with us, Sam.
Thank you.